Hi there. I guess I'm your host. It's just me, Tech Dweeb. And on this episode of Tag Your It, we have a contestant named
DJ CellPhish.
This is pre-recorded. I'm not doing all the work here. Introduce yourself.
What's going on today, Internet? CellPhish here with Retrospect. Today we're playing a game. Not the retro video game type, but that type of game is tag. And oddly, unlike the real game of tag, you apparently want to get tagged. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either, but here we are. I was caught making a sandwich by our friend Michael Benny over at Retro Lunch.
I will be recommending CellPhish from the Retrospect YouTube channel.
Also, not the rules that I grew up with. I think I'm going to have to stay away from games like Horizon Chase that every creator is probably going to use because they don't mind if you use their audio in your video. So we're probably going to stick away from that. The game's actually fun, so that kind of sucks. But full disclosure, I started playing most of these games through Android, but found better ways to play them. With the addition of the abilities to play Steam games on Android, I've purchased most of these, and I emulate them on Android. But in most cases, you can get complete builds without sacrificing substance in the Play Store. So these games will work on a wider range of Android devices and builds. So, I mean, they're out there, you know, or you can find the APKs online. So I ask, if you can emulate an Android game, it's still considered an Android game, right? Because that's what we're doing here. Now, these games are in no particular order, and hopefully I pick some games that not everybody else is picking. That's kind of my goal here, and these are all games that I actually play and like to play, or I play and don't like. Either way, they're my top 5, all right? And again, not in order. The first game we're going to tackle here, and these are not in order, but we're going to hit up Among Us, because it kind of goes along with the concept of what we're doing here. As soon as my dog stops itching her neck in the background. You done over there? All right. Among Us is a fun little game where you try to stay alive by being the biggest liar in a spaceship filled with liars. It's truly a deadly game of tag. 1 to 3 of the vertically challenged players are killers, and the rest are given mundane tasks on the ship to keep it in the sky. Though, if you don't do those tasks, nothing bad ever seems to happen. Pro tip, if you find yourself tasked with cleaning leaves out of a vent, you are likely going to find yourself waving at a bunch of snitches from outside the spaceship. The end goal is to pretend like you aren't killing people while killing people so you don't get voted next to visit the airlock. Or stay alive and convince everyone else you weren't playing hide and seek and were truly tasked with cleaning up those stupid vent leaves. If all the imposters get ejected through the convoluted democratic voting process where people are constantly stopping the game for family meetings, then the remaining crew members win. As for the imposters, they get the W if they kill everyone and are able to get the crewmates to turn on each other with their votes and then sending them to a galaxy far, far away. Next, we're going to do Call of Duty Mobile, a game where lots of you have probably played whether you wanted to or not. In Call of Duty Momo, Call of Duty Mobile, known in circles as COD, not the fish, the abbreviation for the first-person shooter that you can play with your imaginary friends. The game offers multiple modes and maps to keep things interesting. Nuketown, for example, is a popular map designed to represent a small nuclear test site in the Nevada desert during the Cold War, likely part of Operation Upshot Knothole. Oddly, Nuketown does get seasonal changes sometimes, so the snow can't always be blamed on a nuclear winter, though the snow is still kind of nonsensical in the desert. COD has been recycling maps throughout the franchise for over 20 years, with the mobile version of the game being the biggest beneficiary. The goal is to kill the most people, preferably on the opposing team, and brag to your friends about your KD offline. And that's about all I've got to say about that. I am just getting my butt kicked here today with these talking. I cannot use my words. Hopefully that doesn't get me to get beat up in this next game, because we are going to look at Bully. If you aren't familiar with Bully, I'm not even sure how you stumbled onto this video. Designed by Rockstar, yes, that Rockstar that makes a modest game called Grand Theft Auto. That's probably all you need to know about Bully. But I guess it actually has sort of a plot, so we'll go through it. You play as a juvenile delinquent who is placed in a new boarding school in the town of Bulworth. I see what you did there. The school is filled with asshats just like you. You run around stuffing kids in the lockers, shooting spitballs. I think you shoot spitballs. In context, it makes sense if you do. I can't actually remember. Stuffing kids in garbage cans, and now I just realized I'm listening to things that happened to me when I was growing up. The goal in the game is to get more popular and climb the clique hierarchy. At some point, you can start hiring guys huffing glue and doing questionable things in the bathroom between classes to be your bodyguards. If you get really cool in the game and you work your way up and become really popular, no matter how many hours it takes you, the status doesn't transfer over into real life. But if you want to play out your innermost inhibitions in a way that won't get you sent to jail, come on, slip on your blue sweater vest, we're heading to Bulworth. I just realized I put Fortnite on my list. Oh, fork knife. I think that's how you pronounce it. Mostly the same thing as Call of Duty Mobile with all the realism removed and the addition of a building mechanic I cannot for the life of me figure out how to use. Like on the real, who carries around a backpack filled with bricks, mortar, and a trough to build makeshift shanties while sprinting at full speed across the field? A true mason would be appalled by the lack of craftsmanship. I probably have the most hours into Fork Knife from any other game on this list, and it's not because it's my favorite game. It's mostly me trying to figure out what my son's spending V-Bucks on. In all honesty, it can be a really fun game, especially if you secretly log in and it joins you to the opposing team of your kids without their knowledge. Gives spankings a whole new meaning. So I just learned that there is actually truly a mobile version of this game, but it's not how I play it. So I play this game on Steam using GameHub, playing natively on Android. So if you want to play this game, that's the best way that I can think of to play it because you're getting the most updates and things because you're playing the PC version. But it's an Android game because I'm playing it on Android. Remember how I asked you that question at the beginning? So this next game here is the Last Campfire. I'm not exactly sure what you're meant to be in the Last Campfire. It refers to NPCs as other embers, which would go along with the title of the game. I've just never seen a real ember traveling around in an outfit looking like it belongs to some long-lost monk order in real life. To be fair, I'm not sure I've seen anyone dressed as part of that order outside the movies. Anyways, you're seemingly lost trying to find your way to a campfire. The other embers or whatever try to point you in the right direction to meet up with the guys that left you behind at the beginning of the game. You tend to run into a lot of puzzles along the way that you need to complete in order to progress the next puzzle. I can't figure out why you're walking around the trails as an ember instead of just letting the wind carry you, but I likely got distracted and missed that portion of the dialogue. If you're into puzzles, the Last Campfire will force your brain to work. They say if you don't use it, you lose it, so if you still have one in your noggin, playing this game might keep it alive, but probably not.
All right, thanks. Thanks for that.
CellPhish.
But before you go, one more thing real quick. The people need to know who's next. Who are you going to tag? Who's going to be the next contestant on Tag Your It?
Now we need to be very, very sneaky because we're going to sneak over onto the set of Team Retro because I'm going to tag your it. See? Look at that. That was easy. Not so hard when you're a team. Gives me more targets to tag. Good luck out there, buddy. Some of these kids are taking this game pretty seriously. Like this video if you liked it. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite 5 Android games are. I'd love to check some other games out because I honestly don't play enough Android games, so it would be kind of cool to see something other than Genshin Impact. So I'd be all about that. Down on my thingamabob, I will leave the other channels that are part of this collaboration, as well as the videos for the game of Tag. Don't forget to subscribe to this video if you're into this kind of thing, and check out one of these other videos on the screen that YouTube chose for you. But that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye!